All right, guys, welcome to the Win Team. I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to follow on from last week, and we all agreed last week that we'd have a baseline of a minimum of one new escrow a month each. And we talked a lot about interaction together, consequences, and so on, consequences and rewards. So what I wanted to do is start us out this week. It's July, whatever it is, the 7th, right? I think we've already opened 8 or 9 escrows in the first 7 days of the month, which is really cool considering it's the 4th of July. And you guys are just phenomenal. Howard, you're an animal. You got to ask yourselves this question. If Howard, you don't mind if I say what store you came from where you were working before, right? It doesn't offend you when I say that?
I'm opening 3 escrows today, so you can tell me wherever you want.
So listen, Howard's opening 3 escrows today, and 1 year ago he was an assistant manager, mind, at a Hobby Lobby. So I want you to ask yourself, if Howard can do it, why can't I? And in fact, ask yourself the question more positively, if Howard can do it, so will I. Right? So he gets the same leads as everybody else. Actually, he gets less leads than everybody else because he was being focused on the desert area. And our desert area leads have not been as numerous as in previous months, but he's just absolutely cranking it. And how many of us want to say next weekend, yeah, I opened 3 escrows? Can I hear a yes from the team? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, guys, look, we decided this is what we're here for. It's about production. We're going to do that monthly call, the Keep It Honest group call. So, anybody who does miss that one a month, that would jump on that call and say why we did and what we're going to do to fix it for the next month. So that'll just be a private call with me and whoever did not make it. But of course, we're going to celebrate all of those who do each month. So we've got 20, nearly 30 people on this call. That's 30 people who we've now got 24 days left to put one in escrow minimum. You're going to hear a lot of stuff this week. The listing program launching, I've never really focused on that before. That's going to add a whole new element to your businesses, just a lot of good stuff. This week on our Power Performance calendar is Momentum Week, right? So the 1st to the 14th, and then the 15th is that halfway point where you measure how your business is going. Do you increase the pace, and how do you pace out for the rest of the month? But these first 15 days, critical. They're the result of how strong your crescendo was, how strong your month-end crescendo was. This is Momentum Week, guys. So this is the week to crank it out. This week on Thursday, again, as a promise from last week's summary together, I'll give a market update and we'll listen to team feedback on market conditions before the weekend. Mike was really big on that, and several of you. So that will also be happening this week. This week, I just want to encourage you with these words: own it. Own your Power Performance tracker. Own your calendar. Own Bob. I want to give you a quick story of this about Jonathan and golf this weekend. So I don't know if any of you play golf. Joe, you look like you play golf. You play golf, man?
I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What's the most common thing with golfers? It's excuses. Can you believe the wind today? Can you believe the lie of the grass? Can you believe how slow the greens are? Can you believe how fast the greens are? Can you believe how bad the sand trap is? Can you believe, right? And it's just famous worldwide. Very few golfers step up and say, you know what? My practice routine is almost non-existent. I'm inconsistent and erratic. And I go out on the golf course and expect it to miraculously change when I go out, which it never does. That's what golfers should say, but we don't say it. And when golfers do go to the driving range, they practice what makes them feel good, which is the driver, because it makes them feel all manly, right? Hitting the driver. But very few golfers go out there and say, there's the 20-yard marker, there's the 30-yard marker, there's the 40-yard marker. I'm going to practice my 52, my 60, my pitching wedge. I'm going to measure my distances and know my KPIs. And so because practice is erratic, for most golfers, their game is erratic. So I noticed with Jonathan, not a criticism of him at all, he was starting to do this a lot at 15 years old and 6 months into the game, less than 6 months. And even though he has fantastic talent, this was holding him back. So he and I had a chat over a hamburger in Lake Arrowhead this weekend about owning it. And I said, son, do you really want to be good at this? I'm going to ask you all, do you want to be good at this? Joe,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
you guys want to be good at this?
Yes.
Then you being good at it is, and I'm not saying you're not good at it already, Joe, don't be mad at me, but you being good at it is directly related to the intensity of your practice sessions. And what are the practice sessions or our operating procedures? That's what we talked about last week. That's the power performance tracker, and that's your power actions. And I'm sharing with Jonathan, look, and I want you guys to hear this. When he goes out and tees up the ball, when he's on the fairway, he's maybe got a bad lie. He's got to hit the ball in 160 yards. He's got to stick it on the green at 160, 170. He cannot change a single thing on the golf course. It's too late. When he hits that ball, he's going to hit directly proportionate to the intensity of his practice.
Unless he gets lucky.
That's right. Okay. But who wants to live on luck?
Exactly.
So, right. So the same guys, and please interact with me as we go, right? You promised that you would get more interactive with me. The same thing applies to our real estate. When you meet that customer, your dialogue, your scripting, your facial image is exactly proportionate to the intensity of your practice. How much did you role play with yourself in the mirror or role play with ChatGPT? How much did you interact with a power partner to keep you on point? How much did you watch the training videos so you know exactly what to do in a power office open house? And it's too late to make a change. It's not too late to get a result, but your result is going to be directly proportionate to the intensity of your practice. So that's what we all are committed to doing, is command our practice routine. And I shared with you this week that I was going to share 6 most important daily business practices on the Win Team. And we're going to go over them all week long this week, right? Because a lot of people say to me, Andrew, it's so overwhelming, or I'm confused and I feel I've got to do so much. What do I do first? And so on and so forth. If you were going up 6 floors with me on the elevator and you asked me, what are the 6 most important things to do? I would say they're these. Number 1 is own your book of business. And I'm going to expand on that here in a few minutes. Own your book of business. Number 1 most important. Number 2, command your business from your CRM dashboard and power performance tracker. So floor 1, I would say, own your business. Floor 2, command everything from your CRM dashboard. Number 3, refine your digital footprint skills. You will only be able to keep up and create intensity if you have the digital footprint skills, because they enable you to deal with a lot of people, which means you deal with more people, which means you have a higher percentile chance of success. We in the past, in Joe's era of mine, and Mike's era of mine, and Glenn's era of mine, we dealt with a smaller group of people because the real estate business was smaller. The number of agents was smaller, and we were able to do a limited amount of stuff and get an acceptable result. Now that's changed. Now it's all about traffic. So refine your digital footprint skills, excel with your daily power hours, elevate your brand, and lead your team. So that is actually an OC reel for everybody who's really into reels in Orange County. You got to be hip. OC reel. There's your 6 points. What's O, guys?
Own.
Own.
What's the C?
Command.
Right? What's next?
Refine.
Right? What's next?
Excel.
What's next?
Elevate.
What's next?
Lead.
Right? That's your OC reel. So every day, what do I need to do? I need to own my book of business. Get out of bed, you own your book of business. Now, let me show you this. Here's your book of business. You know it very well. And I'm jumping in with Kathy to help on this for a while to bring this right where it was at the beginning of the invention of this team, right? So in owning your book of business, what do I mean by that? It's not a matter of bringing up the book of business at the last minute before we meet with Kathy, squeezing in a couple of names and going, whew, I did that for the week. That's not owning it. That's like showing up late to a test for your degree and you don't get the degree results, or you end up with a 3.1 or a 3.2 because you didn't own the course. Those who excel in academics, those who excel in science, those who excel in sports, own it. Right? They don't
Yes.
blame the track if they're a runner. They train their muscles so that when that gun goes off, they're running at full pace. Are you running at full pace? Because the gun's gone off. It's the beginning. It's the 8th of the month. You've got 7 days left to set your pace for the month. So I want to show you how I use the book of business when I talk about owning it. My first question when I look at my book of business is, which clients do I focus on and why? This, guys, is where you make your money or you lose your money. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
It's where you focus on the right clients. Which clients should I focus on? Which clients are most likely to bring a production result? You focus on those clients. It doesn't mean you ignore the others, but your focus is on those clients. So you need to know your book of business. Which of these, okay, which is it? Yep, yeah, I need to focus on him. And I know this is coming up right here. Yeah, I need to focus on Jonathan. I got to pull that one off. I got to get that in escrow. Nick and Christina, yep, I got to get that one in escrow. Right. Now, people who have this have got a great persona when they go out and meet people. They're ready, they're prepared, there's a smile. People look at them and feel like I want to work with them. They know those people. Agents know these people. And I will tell you, all the years that I was managing a book of business, you could wake me up in the middle of the night and I could tell you, probably after 30 seconds of what? In 30 seconds, I could tell you without looking at a piece of paper, who are my top people? Who are your top people? Who are you working on that you are going to make it this month? You are not going to fall short. You're going to make it this month. So when you look at your book of business, your first question is first question is, how do you operate this properly? Here we go. Most important areas to achieve. Here we go. Which clients do you focus on and why? Second is that in your book of business, you are progressing your clients. You are moving them forward constructively. So this is a huge part of the book of business. You never leave names in here just sitting. Right? So you're looking at Heen and going, how do I progress him? All right. He's looking for investment or possible new larger home for the family in San Diego. All right. So with him, I would sit down in my power hour. I would go to my GoWP Now. I would go to my distressed home search. I would pull up the area that he's looking for homes. I would pull out 2 or 3 of them. I'd send them to him and then I go to the next client and then the next and then the next and then the next. Now I go over to this one right here. Idlewild Lake Arrowhead, second home rental, going to spend a weekend in Lake Arrowhead, and then Idlewild to decide on narrow down. Okay, so if this was my book of business, I would want to know when that was and when they're going to make a decision, right? Then with them, I would touch on them. I would jump into GoWP Now. I would pull up the mountain cities. I'd go to the mountain cities. I'd send them demographics on the mountain cities. I'd pull out a property that just came in the market and say, hey, fresh new listing. Let me know how your weekend went. Boom. Now I go on to the next one. Nick and Christina. Second opinion with JJ. Approved with Corinne ZHL. 2 offers out SEOs. Don't think they're moving forward on either. Okay. So I go, all right, what is it they were looking for? They were looking for this, that, and the other. Great. I jump into my MLS. I would search in my MLS for other properties that are similar in the area or out of the area. I'd pull 2 screenshots. I'd send them. Boom. That's 3. Right? In 15, 20 minutes, I'd have 3 clients done just like that. Why? Because I learned a long time ago, it's not about having names in a list. It's about progressing each client constructively. Now, here comes a word you've heard with me and you've not heard this before, guarantee you, is matching. Matching is a big part of my business practice. So matching my goals with my actions. But in this case, matching specific client names to your production goals. And if you don't have them, that means you have to haul butt and get out there on your power moves. Get out there and be visible and make your brand visible, right? So if you don't have them yet, it means you just simply don't have enough math. I did the math until I had enough. And whether it was Reagan or whether it was Clinton or whether it was Obama or whether it was Bush 1 or whether it was Bush 2, I always had enough numbers. Then I could go into those numbers and match them. I would match specific clients with my production goals. I know I have to do one a month because I've said I'll do one a month. Mine, of course, was a minimum of 2. I knew I had to do that. So every day I would get up and go, which 2 is it? Which 2 is it? Who is it? Is it this one? No, she's in escrow. No, in escrow. All right, what am I going to do here? Contingent home listed in Modesto. Need to contact that listing agent and find out where they're at. I need to know, is this one I'm going to make money with this month or not? And if it's not, I would take it out of 30 and I'd put it in 90, right? And I'll tell you right now, I'm not sure who this is and it doesn't matter. But whoever this is, I would be, if I saw this book of business, well, there's potential here, but I want to know who I'm going to make money. Who do I match? Is it Lenny? Is it Jose? Is it Chris? Is it Brandon? Is it Martha? Jorge? Yep. And if I didn't know, I'd get on the phone with all of them and I'd send property to all of them. And by the end of the day, I would know. I could not live unless I knew who I was going to match to my goals. Ask yourself that today. Quit the real estate fake. Who are you going to match with your goals this month? Who are the people in your book of business that you are going to match? Who is the one? And by the way, if you're picking the one, pick 2, because in real estate, something always goes wrong. So pick 2. Who are they? You're going to put 1 in escrow. A house sold in escrow. Match it. That's a big part of using the book of business. Then assess the probability of on-time success with each name. So that's the same thing. I got so fanatical about this, I would grade clients with possibility out of 10 each month. So Jose, out of 10, what's the possibility of him going in this month? Lenny, possibility going in. Chris, possibility going in. Where do you think the 5 top picks came from? Where do you think the 5 backups came from? Because I learned to assess possibility. Who are your possibles? Who are your probables? Who are your inevitables? This is how you manage your book of business. So I'm constantly diving in here. And let me tell you one thing. If I saw this book of business or this book of business right here, that one's not so bad. That one's pretty good. That one's not so good. It's good over here. It's good on the left. It's just on the right, it's not so strong. Do you see? On the left, look, in escrow, in escrow, in escrow, fantastic. But over here, let me tell you something. I'd be in a panic. You know why? Because 60 days from now, I have to feed my kids. And 60 days from now, I guarantee you my kids will have spent every penny of that money right there. It'll all be gone. So 60 days from now, what's my possibility? Not very much, is it? What's my probability? Not very high, is it? So what I got to do? Go out and haul butt and work the numbers. Fill the numbers, fill the numbers. And you go, Andrew, I'm so tired. Come on, guys. I did this for 46 years. You go out and you fill the numbers. Fill the numbers. You can't rely on luck. Oh, I got lucky. I went to church. God was good. And somebody came up and the deacon's buying a house. Fantastic. That's the way it operated 30 years ago. But you want to do 12 of those a year. You don't have 12 deacons, so you're screwed, aren't you? So you got to go out there and pump that power tracker until these happen. Oh, Andy, it doesn't work for me. Okay, when was the last time you did 3 power open houses? And yet you're sitting on the win team saying, I'm going to make this happen. Do your 3 power open houses. Watch the power training videos so that when you hit the tee box, your drive reflects your practice. So on your book of business, which clients are you going to focus on this month? It's July. It's get serious time. It's own it time. It's command your business time. Who are you focusing on in your book of business and why? Who are you progressing this morning constructively? Who are you matching with your production goals? Who is probable and who is possible? Two last rules. You see this right here? Watch. Every single day, you want to move minimum 2 people in Bob every day. You're either going to move somebody in or move somebody across. Every day, move 2. Every day, at absolute minimum, contact and speak to 1/3 of your book of business every day. That means by the end of the week, you've gone through your book of business twice. So every day, go through 1/3 of your. I'm going to call Liz. Yeah, I'm going to call Lynette. I'm going to call Elizabeth. I'm going to follow it up with a digital footprint. I'm going to follow her up with a digital footprint. I'm going to set an appointment with Sahil. And by the way, now I'm going to do my power hours and I'm going to fill in by 7:31. Every day, guys, you should be moving 2 of your book of business. Every day, you should be contacting at least 1/3 of your book of business. And the only way for this math to work in the type of business we're operating is that you have, if you want 24, 8, 8, and 8. And if you want 12, you have 6, 6, and 6. Those are the numbers, right? Now, there is a whole element about what happens where we add in listings. And that whole element is coming into our business. So when you're out working buyers, you know you've got listings working for you at the same time. But guys, who is it on this call who's going to be there on Thursday at the listing presentation? Who is it on this call who's going to have the listing packs and the buyer packs in this in their car, right? So let me summarize. There are 6 most important daily practices. It's the OC reel. Own your book of business. Command your business from your dashboard. Forget whining, forget wimping out, command it. Just like you command a golf game from your scorecard and you command a golf game. I'm teaching Jonathan now how to do KPIs on every shot on 150 yards. What's the club? What percentage of the time does he fall within 20% of the ball? What percentage of the time does he fall, within 20 feet of the flag? Let me say that again. So he picks 150 yards. He will pull out his 6-iron, and what percentage of the time are you within 20 feet of the flag? Then we pull out 110 yards. There's a 110-yard flag on the range. Which club does he pull out? He knows automatically what percentage of the time is he within 10 feet. Now he knows he can stick the ball. What percentage of the time? Know your KPIs. How many of the people you meet you twice? Know your KPIs, improve your skills. What percentage of the people that you meet twice do they write offers? Know your KPIs, because if you know your KPIs, you'll shape your practices, and when you're out with the client, you'll experience success. So 6 practices: own your book of business, command your CRM, refine your digital footprint, excel with your daily power hours, elevate your brand, and lead your team. And I'm going to talk about all 6 of those this week. Guys, thoughts so far? Let me hear from you.
That's all good. What does KPI stand for again? Did I miss
Key
that?
performance indicator, mate.
Okay, got it.
It's basically a measuring tool, right? Your
Correct.
scorecard is actually your score. Your KPIs is what I'm explaining. So when James beat Ricky Fowler, he had a book of KPIs, and I made a page for every distance, right? And he would write the clubs down the side, and across the top, every time he hit a shot, he would put an X or a check on whether it went within 20 feet. And then he knew he was at 80% at 150 with a 6-iron. He knew he was at 62% at 170 with, and so on, right? So those are key performance indicators. So your key performance indicators are right here. Here's your KPIs, right here. This is your KPI tracker, right? So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what did you do on Power Mindset? And the 4 green ones are the biggies. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what was your practice routine like? How many power hours did you do? And then did you watch the video so you know what to do in those power hours? On your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, how many power office open houses did you do? At the end of the week, you have a total. Then the end of the second week, a total. Third week, a total. Fourth week, a total. Now you got your KPIs. And I absolutely freaking guarantee you that if you run your KPIs, your game will go through the roof. That was a long answer, but I hope it helped.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I have
so
a
Bobby,
question.
yeah, Sylvia, I'll go to you in just a second. Bobby's brand new,
Okay.
guys. Welcome, Bobby, to the team.
You're Bob.
Welcome, Bobby.
Bobby, you're going to need to go to thewinteam.net and sign up. It's free. And then you get access to the portal called members.thewinteam.net. And you can go to courses and you can see all of the notes and multiple videos of these sessions. It's all right there. So thewinteam.net, sign up. When you sign up, you go to members.thewinteam.net and your power performance tracker is there. Everything we talk about is right there, mate. Okay. Sylvia, I think you had a question or a comment.
Yes, I have a question about the business book.
Yes.
We start using that as soon as we meet somebody, right?
Yes. So you
Okay.
want to, your goal in your first 90 days is you want to do 24, right? So you're going to put 24 people in that book of business within 90 days.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And then you share that with Kathy on Reveal. And once you start putting people in there, she brings you into the coaching pattern on Reveal.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions, guys? Is this helpful to you? Does he set you on track for the week?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir.
There you go, Jonathan. See, Jonathan helping you out, Sylvia. Bob's part of your onboarding. If you request access from Kathy or Jenny, you should be set. So you can just send it. You should be
Okay.
on it already, Sylvia. If you're not,
Yes.
yeah, okay, super. So just like you've had a couple of clients already that are, they're looking like they're a possibility. Bob's all about turning possibilities into probabilities, right? I
Okay.
hate that feeling at the end of the month. Oh, darn it, I didn't do it this month. That's simply because my KPIs weren't there. It's simply because my practice routine didn't match my goals. And then you adjust for the next month.
Okay. Thank you.
Got it? Any other
Mhm.
questions and thoughts, guys? All right, this is a big week for us. Wednesday, as you know, the Zillow advisor is going to be there. She's a new one. She's been with the company 7 years. Highly, highly recommend you come, take the time, drive. This is like a huge percentage of your business and ours. Highly advised that you come on Wednesday. I know it's a busy week. You're going to be doing some driving. It's worth it. And then Thursday, I'm doing boot camp from 10 to 2. I get a 1 hour break. And at 3 o'clock, there's going to be several of us presenting the listing presentation and the new listing leads and how they're going to come in, how we disperse them, what we expect from you when you pursue those listing leads. They are going to come in San Diego County, Riverside County, Orange County, and Los Angeles County. We have written a huge fat check to get that ball rolling. So it takes them 1 week to ramp it up, which is this week. So need to get ready. I promised you I would do 1 day a month on listing presentation. I will. 1 day a month on buyer presentation. I will. I promised you I would do 1 day a month on digital footprint. So you're going to see that this month. That's all up and coming. But a big week this week. Hope to see many of you there on Wednesday and on Thursday. Any other questions? And it's time to go.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Andrew.
All right, guys.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Have a great day.
Andrew.
Own it. Kill it. Kill it.
Thanks, Andrew.